Hi, this is Fall, Level 2, Week 3 and 4 lesson plans. First, we have our vault stations. Our first station will be a hurdle and running drill. The students will run as fast as they can up and off the cheese, trying to get their feet as far in front of them as they can, landing on their butt or their back. Our next station will be a handstand strength station. The students will start with their back to the wall, place their hands on the floor and walk their feet up, getting their hands as close to the wall as they can, and then they'll try and do single arm shoulder taps, keeping their core tight. Next will be another hurdle drill. The students will start on the white line, run, hurdle over the french fry, landing on the board with 2 feet and doing a straight jump, landing on their feet. Last will be a blocking and punching drill. The students will hold the handles, 1 in each hand, stand on the board and attempt to do 5 punches in a row, keeping their core tight and their legs straight. Floor stations. Our first station will be a balance and leg strength station. The students will stand on 1 leg, reach down for the kettlebell with 2 hands, and then stand, putting it back to the floor, and then switching their legs, trying to maintain balance and their chest tall. Station 2, we'll be doing lunge switches with weights. The students will pick up small weights, placing them over their heads, and then they'll start in their lunge and then jump and switch, keeping their core tight and keeping the weights high over their head. At this station, the students will be working on their handstand. They'll put their hands on the panel mat and kick up all the way, trying to get their feet all the way up on top of the mat and then land back in a lunge with their arms by their ears. Our last station, the students will be working on handstand variations. So they can start with a broken leg kick or a handstand, focusing on landing back in their lunge, and then they can move on to handstand forward rolls or front limbers. Bar stations. Our first station will be a strength training station for our chin-up pullover. Students will start seated on a high block, pull their chin up to the bar, and then try to lift both feet over into a chin-up pullover, trying to keep their feet together and their arms straight at the top. Our next station, we'll be working on our casting and our back hip circles if we're ready. So we'll jump to front support or chin-up pullover, working on casting with straight arms, straight legs, getting our hips off the bar, and then back hip circling if we're ready. On the back bar, we'll be working on our chin-up pullovers independently without a spot. So we'll pull our chin to the bar, walk our feet, and try and kick over into a front support with straight arms, straight legs, feet together. And then our last station, we'll be trying dips in our reverse push-up with a weighted ball on our stomach. So we'll put the stomach in our lap, push up to straight arms, and then dip our elbows, trying to touch our bottom to the floor without dropping the medicine ball. Beam stations. Our first station will be with a coach. The students will do a proper mount to stand, and then they'll be doing complex, working on different walks across the beam. They can try forward and releve, sideways, step kicks, backwards, arabesque, and more. On the middle beam, we'll be working on our balance skills again, so they can start with their basics of V-sit and knee scale, sitting on the beam and staying low. And then if they're ready, they can try standing up and doing arabesques or heel stretches. On the back beam, we'll also be working on balancing and movement. Students will stand up on the beam, walk to the first beam bag, stretch up and releve and pivot turn. Then they'll squat all the way down, squat turn, pick up the beam bag, stand, and drop it behind them. Then they'll repeat all the way down the beam. Pivot, squat down, squat turn, pick up the beam bag, stand, drop it behind them. Our last station on the side beam, the students will be working on their V-sit mount to stand. So they'll start sitting on the beam, place their hands behind them, V-sit with their legs straight in front, and then 1 foot at a time, weight transfer to stand.